Hi, this is Dana Diorsi from CoachWithDana.com with this week's video success strategy. And these videos are intended to provide you with marketing, productivity, and mindset tips to help you attract more clients, make more money, and have more time and freedom to enjoy it all. So this week, I want to talk with you about the foundation of your business and how steady it is. So when I'm talking with new clients and when I'm out there, one of the issues that I see most business owners struggling with is overwhelm. And many times at the core of that is that they haven't set their foundational systems in place. So they're excited, they're starting their business, they start marketing and getting out there and taking on clients, but they haven't thought about some of those foundational mechanisms and systems that need to be in place so that they can manage their business. So it's really important to think about making sure you know how you're going to manage your business before you start marketing it. And so I'd like to share what I consider to be the top 10 management systems that really should be in place before you start getting out there and marketing and taking on clients. And most likely you're already out there, and so if you are, then I would just advise you to maybe take a pause and look at this list of systems and see which one or two you could start to focus on to strengthen those and put some foundation in place to make your everyday life more manageable and have experienced some less overwhelm and be a little bit more peaceful. And you don't have to do them all at once, but try and start with one or two, and then once you get those in place, maybe add on to that. And really, instead of I find that people do have these systems, but they're sort of created by default because you're sort of in rush mode getting things done, as opposed to being really intentional about how you'd like them to look. So here's my list of the top 10 foundational systems to have in place so that your business can run more efficiently. So first is your email management system. Often this is a big area of overwhelm. People often have hundreds of emails cluttering their inbox. So really thinking about how you're going to manage your email. Can you set some rules or filters in place so that certain emails go directly into the folder that they should be in? What is your folder structure going to look like? How often are you going to check email? What is your policy for how quickly you're going to reply to it? So really thinking that all through. Next is your calendar management process. So how are you going to go about scheduling appointments? Do you have certain time blocks that are reserved for client sessions or for enrollment conversations? Would you like to, for me, I've found that batching works really well in my calendar. So you're going to block out certain periods of time during the week for certain items like administrative work in your business development and marketing, like I said, client sessions. Maybe you have, like I do, I have one day of the week that is my networking day, so I get out of the house and I'm out and I do all of my meetings on that one day. So how would you like to manage your calendar? Next is your financial management system. So how are you going to be tracking your expenses and tracking your revenue? How will you be collecting payments? Will you be using PayPal or getting a merchant account? So getting all of those things in order. Next is your contact management system. So this is a bit different than your email autoresponder system, and this is more how you're going to track, all of those business cards that you collect. How are you going to keep track of all those people? How are you going to track your prospects? I always talk about your warm prospects to nurture and love. How will you be tracking your conversations with them and how often you've reached out to them and any interesting information that you want to keep in mind for them? Next, you want to look at how you're going to store your information, and this includes both computer files and paper files. So, what is your structure going to be on your computer of how you're going to store information? How are you going to file away documents? And then in the same way, how are you going to manage your paper files? Next is data backup. So this is a big area where a lot of people are forgetting about this, and this could be one of the most critical things to focus on, because if something were to happen to your computer data, how severely that could impact your business. So making sure you have a system in place for backing up your data. Number 7, looking at your planning system. So for me, I have a big picture vision. I take that down typically to some 1-year goals, and then I work in 90-day action plans. I find that 90-day plans are long enough that I can see some progress, but they're short enough so they're not too overwhelming to me. And what I like to do is after those 90 days really assess and see where I'm at and see what needs to shift for that next 90 days. So I'm always reacting in the moment to what is currently happening in my business. Next, you want to look at your task management. So when you get incoming requests, incoming to-dos, incoming data, how are you going to manage all of that? As you may be aware, I'm a big fan of David Allen's Getting Things Done as a task management tool, so you may want to check out that book. It's a great way of organizing and streamlining how you handle all of those to-dos that are on your plate. Number 9, you want to look at getting a support team in place. And so this is sort of some of those foundational issues, like having some legal support, looking at insurance, looking at your finances like accounting and taxes, and making sure you have people that you're able to consult with and get guidance from to help you run your business. And then the last area would be metrics. So in addition to tracking your finances, which we talked about, really tracking all of the data, like where are your leads coming from, how many sales conversations are you having, how often are those converting to paid clients, your email list size, your social media reach, and really tracking those things. So really looking at what you're going to track to determine success in your business as leading indicators, things that would point to revenue if you were doing well in those areas. And so what are you going to track and how are you going to track it? So those are my 10 key areas where I really believe it's critical to have a foundational system in place before you start getting out there and adding on more things to your plate. And if you are able to create those systems and have them running like a well-oiled machine, it will provide you with more peace in your business, less overwhelm, and more personal fulfillment. So I hope you liked this week's success strategy. If you're not already on the list to receive these emails, I'd encourage you to go to my website at coachwithdana.com, enter your name and email, and you will be added to the list. So until we talk again, this is Dana D'Orsi, encouraging you to build your business and live your life with clarity, purpose, intention, and conviction.